Coming up on this episode of Free Lunch.
She's a white woman. And we have conversations, and she's like, I wonder, like, how are you okay with me being a white woman?
Down to, if I'm being frank, infidelity.
Bro, it's the topic that all men we all go through it.
That's crazy.
We all face temptation.
He was crying. I'm in tears. My wife comes down with my mother-in-law and my daughter. I don't know if Danny was there, but my daughter came.
Yeah. It's not a term that men use often. Because we're supposed to provide safety.
Yeah, because you're not really free if you can't talk about it, right?
I felt like I was losing. I was tired of losing.
We got little finger snaps.
Right.
Bro, I told you he here right now. This is beautiful.
This is really
Hold
how.
on, is I.B.Him or is I.B.Him? Is we be him?
I.B.Him, I be everyone, bro.
Not I.B.Him.
I.B.Him. Not I.B.Him.
There's a delay, brother. Get the delay, brother. What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Freestyle Gospel, a.k.a. The Real Free, with another episode of Free Lunch. Big shout out to our sponsors this episode, Dobie Revolutions, Orthodontics, helping you love your smile. Shout out to my man, Pure White Lens Photography. Yo, graduations is coming up. Your graduation probably happened already if you're one of my kids, but yo, graduations is happening this summer. We got weddings, anything you need photography for, Pure White Lens, hit them up. The links to all of our sponsors is in the description of every episode. Make sure you hit up my man Track Major Productions. All you indie artists looking for amazing production here in the New England area and abroad, because we have the magnificent power of the internet. Again, hit them up, Track Majors. And that is that. Without any further ado, I got my brother. I.B.Him.
I.B.Him. What's going on,
I.B.Him.
everybody? What's going
good?
on?
And then I got my man Eli.
He thought about saying the other name for
thought
a
about
second.
it.
He's like, I'm going to mess this up.
I said-
I'm gonna mess it up.
Leo. Yeah,
I
but
said-
Eli is perfectly fine.
Eli's fine.
He said, I'm gonna mess this up.
Love it. Oh, you know what? Before I go further in the show, I actually had a surprise for you guys. Another, new addition to our season 8.
Word.
So let me grab it.
Uh-oh, I'm nervous. Surprises.
snap.
I don't really like surprises. Uh-oh, okay. He said yes, we do.
Ruffling around.
Where? Okay.
Oh, snap.
Uh-oh. Do I want
What
to
is
look?
this?
I
What
wanna
is
look.
this?
What we got?
What is? Oh,
Oh, let's go.
My boy be working on the brand
That's
for
fire.
real.
Can y'all see that?
My boy.
Yo, he got the government, though. That's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, right? Dang,
That's
bro.
so dope, though.
This is what the forum was
good
playing
luck,
out
bro.
for.
I really appreciate
I
that.
appreciate-
That's
no,
so
this is
fire.
lit.
Well, no, we appreciate you here at Free Lunch, so that's why we
lit.
Oh, man.
decided to do that.
On point, man. That's so cool.
that's
You
Bless
see-
the
put this
brothers
on the
for
floor.
blessing
baby.
us.
You see it? Can you want me to smile with it? Just in case y'all don't know, my wife is in the background. She here in the studio. Yeah, why you nervous? They can't see you. They can't see you.
He said, I'm going to shout her out even if she don't want to be. So what's going on, fellas? Thank you for taking the time out of your day.
No, thank
Absolutely,
you to you,
Thank you for having us.
How y'all handling the heat, yo?
I love it.
I love the sun. Let's be very distinctive.
I love
Clear.
the sun minus
I
the
respect
heat.
that answer. That was actually a really good.
You see what I'm
answer.
saying?
Yeah,
If I could get this type of sunlight in
Minus the
December,
heat.
In December.
I'm a winter
wonderful.
baby.
Okay.
I'm a winter baby. I don't like the cold, though.
You're a fall baby.
We have that kind of
Fall baby.
I am, aren't I?
IB, we have the unique characteristic of being winter babies, but ethnically speaking, our people are.
Summer babies. All year round.
Oh yeah. Facts.
Listen,
But-
I came prepared. I'm doing good in the heat, man. You see, I got my shorts on.
Exactly.
I love the heat. I'm a weirdo.
Now,
though,
is
bro.
that
I love the heat.
Is that a black thing? IB, you tell me. Like, even though it'll be summer, I still don't like my kneecap showing all the time. Like, I'll wear pants.
It's hoochie daddy season, dog, and my shorts.
I
be
wear
kinda
pants,
sometimes.
jeans year round.
The jeans is yeah. I wear jeans. I don't wear no sweats, but
I'll
I
put
wear
some
jeans.
cuts in them.
You put some cuts in them.
You know what I mean? You have the slice jeans.
Sliced jeans.
Nah, I wear jeans all year round. Sometimes
My
it
kneecap can't be
requires.
fully exposed. I just feel like it's like this. The
Can't be caught slacking.
we
on no-
prone to ashiness more than
I
you
hear
know.
you. I hear you.
Nah, summertime I'm straight. That sweat. I just stay moisturized.
Wintertime.
The wintertime is real.
Yep.
Ain't enough shea butter to keep this skin from being ashy white, bro. This shit's crazy. It's crazy.
All right, Eli, what's wintertime chapstick? What's your go-to for the
Blistex, bro? Blue
Blistex?
That's not even a question.
That's
blue cap, bro.
nah.
Yellow cap all day, baby. CarMax in the building, bro.
CarMax.
CarMax, bro.
All day, bro. Go to the corner store.
It's actually CarMax, but
What I say? Oh, CarMax.
Yeah, what did you call it? I missed it.
I said CarMax.
I'm glad you picked it up. I think you said CarMax.
He just said CarMax.
Bro, I promise you that's a black thing, bro. We mispronounce it all the time. I gotta be. It gotta be.
Bad
It
people
gotta
say
be.
CarMax.
I'm not the only one who says CarMax. I promise you. Damn, I might be the only person who says CarMax though.
That was crazy.
Remember when they came out with the little egg balls chapsticks?
Yeah,
Those are
EOS.
Those are weird.
Right? Is that
Yeah,
the one
I
you got? Yeah, EOS.
Those was popping for
They
a
ain't
hot
sticks now,
second.
though. They sticks.
Are they still around?
Yeah,
No, I think
they're
a lot
still
of women
around.
buy them. I think it's more of
I just bought her like a 12 pack from
woman,
BJ's right now.
He said I just bought her a 12
I did, but they don't come in the egg no more. They come in actual
Oh, like the
I mean, maybe they do.
chapstick joints?
Do they come in the egg? Yeah. Okay, they do. I've just been told.
I thought it was cool. It was
our
something
audience
new.
is telling us that.
That's pretty cool for them.
It was new.
So what's yours? You do CarMax? I don't like the way it make my lips
I'm
feel.
the
It
CarMax.
feels weird.
Listen, I'm only all right when it comes to the car. When it comes to
Should
now,
I
you got
pause
me
it?
about to.
Did I say something?
Now I'm about.
I'm not gonna say nothing.
Did I say something crazy?
No, not at all.
Now I'm about to start saying CarMax. I'm like, hold up, is it CarMax? Okay.
CarMax. Is it FBX?
When it comes to the CarMax, are you using the jar or the stick?
I use a jar.
See, my thing about using the jar
I
is
don't
that see, I got a family. You know, I got my kids, my teenagers trying to get some. Daddy, can I have some? So I got to use a stick. Just because
how
I'm able
about
to
the
take
one
my
you
pocket
squeeze
knife out and slice the top off. All right, here, that's
Oh, you be
yours.
going through the most.
But don't they got
Nah,
the
you
little tube that
get
you can
your-
just squeeze it out, right? The little tube
Yeah,
joint?
they do got the.
Yeah,
they got
that's okay. But then now I
gotta
got to
put your
see
finger
how
up to
far
it.
your fingertip is from my tube
I
top.
hear you, I
You know what I mean? All right. You know, now it's like a waterfall,
Kids don't
but
know how to
chapstick.
do it.
It's like waterfall your finger, son. All right? From a distance. Yo, facts.
Water.
You know, listen, teenagers these days is nasty, man.
Nah,
you know they
are.
nasty.
Nah, they are.
They dirty.
I was nasty.
He said, I'm gonna give it a buck.
I was not. Yeah. Kid.
Nah, but blue Blistex in the container in the little tube, man.
Yeah,
Not the tube. My fault.
the
The
jar,
tub.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I wish I had it with me, but nah.
Yeah, I can't hold you.
The cool thing is that our audience is already familiar with I.B.Him. And they, yeah, you
had like an earlier episode.
yeah, from
and
way
the
back.
photography.
Exactly.
Oh yeah.
But so for those who are just tuning into the show who don't know, I have the distinct pleasure of, getting a chance to be a neighbor to I.B.Him. So I get to hear
Not
all of the
always a pleasure,
amazing
I'm sure.
songbird lyrics as he's putting them together.
This is true.
He's a phenomenal artist, by the way.
Appreciate you,
Listen,
bro.
not just because he's here, he's definitely one of my favorite.
No,
he
for
is
sure.
my favorite
snap.
local artist.
I ain't gonna be able to
Hands
get out
down.
this dang door to
Hands
leave.
down.
The crazy thing is we hear IB all times of the day. If he was a horrible songbird, he'd be in trouble.
Yeah.
He'd really.
Right.
I'd probably call the police on him and just be like,
Nah, I remember seeing the post your wife made.
the,
That was, his wife threw shade at me on Instagram. I was like,
yeah, my wife is not really
so
as much
it
of a
was
fan.
late. It was late, and
It was.
I had my boy over. We was
Yeah.
recording.
Tag you or she just like
Nah,
She did it. She didn't get too
subbed
petty.
you?
She didn't get petty. But so he didn't know. Like, yo, we got like a certain level that we keep after a certain amount of time. That way, I'm not like crazy. It's kind of like a hey, boom boom. If you hear the boom boom again,
Gotcha.
then you turn it down a little bit more, and then he's straight. So
Gotcha.
we got.
Wait, does he live directly above you?
I live above the baby's room.
Oh,
He lives
you
directly
can't be
above
keeping
him.
a baby up, bro.
The baby is cool. We've kind of trained the baby to like be cool around noise. So it's not like we got that really quiet, sensitive baby.
I hear you.
It really to be wifey, low-key. It just be wifey be annoying. And if he's
Sorry, wifey.
If he's picking the wrong time of the month, yo, listen, dude, it's been
I'd be upstairs like, damn, why I feel like someone watching me?
it's been
dirty
nice. It's been nice if it's the wrong time, bro. It's been nice where I'm like at the front door. I'm still she's like he's got one more time. Either you're going up there or I'm going up there.
I got it, baby. I got it.
I got it. That's when you see I'm like texting dudes in the group. I'm like, bruh,
Hey, look, man.
help me help you.
He got me and my roommate in the group chat like. And that's
help
the thing.
me, y'all.
I realized
I'm like, yeah, I do know it's not even really me. I'm like,
she probably didn't have my number either because when she posted, I said, why she just text me to chill out? I was like, I would have chilled out.
Wait, I want to know what did she say? Do you remember?
She was like, I cannot wait until my neighbors get their own studio. So they don't have to play their music. She was like acting like people don't got jobs and got to sleep.
But I mean, listen,
That is hilarious.
listen. Well,
But I get
Eli, you're married, right?
I get it.
Yep.
Okay.
10 years.
Do you? Let's clap it up for 10 years, man.
10
Last month. Yep.
So tell you got to have a context where you relate to this. I actually appreciate and enjoy most of the music, though.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
So I be torn. I.B.Him. I be torn.
You gotta chill.
I be torn when it's like, even if it's late, I be like,
My man cooking.
I be like, yo, that's kind of a vibe, though.
Let
Like,
him cook.
I be like, I'm kind of not mad at
Baby,
it.
he just got to this part. He just got the verse down, baby. Let him go.
Hold on. So where your wife is like totally opposed to one thing and like, listen, we need to do something or say something.
Right.
And you're on the side of like,
Yep.
but this kind of like straight.
Right.
How do you mitigate that conflict?
I just put my wife to sleep. Let him cook. Nah. Realistically, I probably did exactly.
I put
what
her in
you
a
did.
sleeper hole real
Yeah.
fast. It is. What's your go-to?
Nah,
What's your strategy?
I would have to just go and approach the situation, man. Happy
Yeah?
wife, happy life, man. Yeah.
Happy spouse, happy
So I'd be
house.
like,
That's
yo,
what I'm talking about,
I love
IB.
that. Nah, bro. Happy
Come on,
spouse,
man.
happy
You know what they
house.
say? They say happy wife, happy life, but a happy man is God's plan.
I don't know. I feel like you just try to do a Jedi mind trick on. I feel like you still ain't said nothing. You said a lot of nothing.
It's the same thing. It's still happy spouse, happy house. You're right, you're right.
Nah.
But I definitely probably would have just approached him. I would have been like, but you gotta
but you
understand,
cool
man.
with
He's a
it.
creative, you know. He's
That's what I
working.
try to do. I
But
try
it's
to
no
like
different.
first
I
try to
heard
like.
sleeping with the
I
TV.
first try
now
to
that I
talk the
think
wife
about it,
off.
It's about the same thing. You know what I'm saying? You sleep with the TV on. His music is bothering you. You know what I mean? I'm just saying, realistically.
Okay.
Don't be shocked, y'all.
So
See
you
something
wrote
fly
a-
through the screen.
That's a fact.
So he wrote.
Am I right? Am I wrong?
Play
Am I good?
And she got the slide. She got the slide off. Yo, excuse the projectile coming into the screen
Right,
in
it's
5,
hilarious.
4. No, but it's really been. So we're at 7 years, going on 8 in November.
Okay. Married?
Congratulations.
Yes.
Awesome. Congrats.
Be 8 years married. IB hasn't joined us yet. He hasn't joined the married team.
He will.
I
got faith in him.
Yeah, for sure.
One day.
Still got some self.
I mean, you know what? Is it weird for you, IB, to have like, or I don't even know to what degree you
A lot of my
have,
friends
but do you
are
have a
married.
lot of like you have a close married friends
Yeah.
that you're close with? Do you end up feeling like in whether in person or conversationally when you're like just kind of chopping it up with each other? Do you end up feeling like kind of like a third wheel to those spaces
Nah, actually, honestly,
or conversations?
No, I don't. Because I'm so close. We all talk about everything anyway. So
Right.
It doesn't feel awkward to you, like more or less. You don't feel out of place.
No, what I had to do was learn though that not everyone's situation needs to be my situation. Like for instance, children, how people are married, how they govern their household. I sometimes would
gotcha.
admire, like I admire some of my friends so much. I was like, I was dating a woman with children, and at the time I didn't know like that. I really was not for me at the time. So I'm like, oh man, look how they are with their children. Like I could finesse and line.
Yeah.
I'm looking at that rather than listening to myself, and like so, taking on factors of my own of someone else's relationship. So that's something I learned from them for sure. It's to like kind of like, enjoy it, gauge it, and then if these are certain aspects that you might want to look forward to, cool. But like also just be aware of self in those moments because it's very influential. Very
That's
influential.
facts.
Yeah.
I like that. Eli, do you have a lot of single friends? Or even just people that you like, spend
I wouldn't say
significant
a
amount
lot.
of time?
I wouldn't say a lot. I have a few single friends. I mean, to be fair, I have few friends. I'm kind of like,
let's keep it a whole buck.
I keep my circle small.
I have like 4 friends. All right,
That's clutch though.
Yeah. But I think in my immediate circle, I think you might be like one of like 2 or 3. Yeah.
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 And so, I'm the cool single friend. I ain't on these streets.
How did you guys meet or connect?
So through the fire department. And it was weird. So I mean, I've been on the fire department, going to be 10 years in July.
Like so, through the fire department, like you had to save IB's life before?
That would have been hilarious, but no, that is not the story.
Like you were a firefighter, you had to come save him from a burning building.
On the fire department, so you got what, about to be 3 years?
About to be 3 years in January.
Yeah. So I just met him.
How many years you have?
I'll be 10 years in July.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So we just met, like literally, I don't know if it was when you was doing the firehouse tours, I think. When y'all was coming around to the different firehouses was the first time I met you.
Yeah.
Or I
like
popped up at the school or something to help you out or something.
Real brief though.
Yeah, but from the moment that we met, it was kind of like, I was like drawn. I was like, I really like this dude. Like he just seemed very genuine. He didn't seem fake. Like he seemed appreciative, but knew that this wasn't just him. You get what I'm saying? Because a lot of people, I mean, you're familiar, right? You come from a law enforcement background, right? Am I right? Yeah. So, I mean, you know how like that, some people make the job.
Ego is there.
Yeah, not even just ego, bro. Because the ego I could see past, you know what I'm saying? Because that don't really like phase me. But it's just like some people make the job, which it's okay for people to be passionate about their job. Don't get me wrong. Enjoy what you do, love what you do, right? But there's certain people that like, this doesn't define me and this doesn't make me. This is my career, but I'm more than just that. Mm-hmm. And off of that brief interaction just with him, but just simply just shaking his hand and just talking to him, I was like, there's something more to this guy, right? Like he just carried himself like that. And then I don't really know what specifically drew us to kind of just like talking and connecting. You think that was it?
Yeah, that was the first time. Yeah, because we was in the unit. Yeah, so we had a whole 10 or 14 hours to just kick it.
Yeah.
So,
and we just
this was like when he was like in like training still?
No, he was already on the road.
Yeah, I was past training. I was in the firehouse, and I wanted to finally being able to pick up overtime. So I got sent to his firehouse, and I worked on a unit, paramedic unit, and so you there with this the other
the
firefighter
way it works for us is we got a pickup truck for the paramedic, and I'm the paramedic, and I have an EMT partner. A driver, whatever. So their job is to assist me, drive me wherever I got to go, and just they're like an extra set of hands and ears and everything for me. So we work close togetger. And at that specific shift, then if this is definitely the one, because I feel like we were like friends on social media before then. Like we would just like just engage online and stuff or whatever. But that shift, we like really started diving into just like just purpose in music. I think is really what we both kind of clicked on. Just realize, because I mean it's tough having a noble career and what do they call them, blue collar jobs or whatever, where like, there are great benefits to this job. Don't get me wrong. And the job in itself is very rewarding. But I know it's not where I'm meant to be. You know what I'm saying? And shout out to you for being able to take that step. Like I admire that, dude. I don't know if I could do that, but that's a serious leap of faith. And like, no, I'm just going to take this chance. So we kind of were talking that, and I think that was the main conversation. I was like, yo, bro, please do not get sucked into this job.
Because
what
too good, bro.
What you have is phenomenal. And I'm not just saying this just because he's here, but like what you have needs to get out there. Like, don't limit yourself to this job.
How do you when you hear people talk about you like that, IB, do you either historically, past or present, struggle with a little imposter syndrome? Like receiving at it or believing it for yourself?
I used to. I mean, it wasn't until like maybe a year and a half ago almost 2, where I really started practicing self-talk, like positive self-talk. So like, I mean, like I appreciate the compliment. I also do recognize my own talent. Yeah. Like I understand, like I do this, like I love this. Yeah,
and you do understand. I.B.Him.
Exactly.
I'm him for real.
Yeah. So it's like, but I'm so appreciative because people don't express enough either. So like any little
it's coupled
thing
with
like
humility.
That, absolutely. I don't go around saying, you can't out-sing me. Like, of course, there's a million singers better than me. Yeah. But I know that like I do what I do and I do it well.
You're in your own lane. You ain't competing with nobody.
Exactly. I don't compete with nobody but myself. But like, I appreciate the compliment, bro. I eat them compliments up, dog.
I think we started writing a song that same shift too.
We did.
Are you serious,
bro? We did a video.
It's like a first shift. You guys are working together.
Like,
you like just
I swear we had an interaction before.
It probably was on social media, but just not in person.
This was our first, like just me and him locked in for 10 hours because we was already somewhat cool before that.
I can't remember how.
It might have been like just working in the same firehouse, not specifically together. Because being a paramedic, I'm out all day.
facts.
You know what I'm saying? So the firemen get the luxury of being at the firehouse a lot more than the paramedics because we're out and about all day pretty much. So I think it might have just been like he might have been in the firehouse before then, and we was just in the same house. But we started doing this song. And I think we did a video of like the song making process while on duty, right?
While on duty, like,
bro, we had
still saving lives.
Yeah, we were still doing our job. We just had the phone posted up. They didn't show nobody. It was just us. You know what I mean? And we put it, and it was taking off on TikTok, bro, like crazy.
By the powers that be.
Yeah, and then they made us shut it down. They said, "Yeah,
we got some heat for that.
Yeah,
really.
And he was like,
and then I ain't worked with him again for like almost a year.
No, more than that, bro.
Yeah.
Because was that like
was out for almost a year.
Was that because of the man?
Well, I
intentionally didn't let you guys.
That's what we think.
Yeah, I mean, but speculation. I don't know.
Okay.
Allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly.
That's crazy though.
But it was dope too. It was really.
It was
good.
fire. Yeah, it was organic too. It was dope. I mean,
the chemistry was just there.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's important to show people that like we're still human beings. Like
I say the same thing, man.
But certain environments need to uphold certain type of
image, I guess.
Image,
yeah.
And so I believe that's what it is. Like,
but the crazy thing is, I think the image that's upheld should be what you just said.
But
that should be the image that's upheld.
That's not the norm on this job.
Yeah, no, it's not the norm.
They want this job to be like, no, this is it.
Because you can see a lot more is coming out on social media, on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. There's like, as far as at least law enforcement,
cops.
There's a lot of like cops that like they have a whole bona fide social media channel and it looks like it's supported by the department.
Yeah.
Probably because this. Tell me what you guys think of this. I think it's probably becoming more acceptable in law enforcement versus, let's say, paramedic firefighting, because I think the powers that be in law enforcement understand that they are much further disconnected from the community.
Yes.
So those powers that be are like, hey, we need y'all to like make people laugh.
You know what? Actually,
Whereas historically speaking, everybody loves the firefighters. You know what I mean? So it's like your reputation is not threatened, or the paramedics or whatever.
Chill out.
But yeah, I think that's what it is. I think the community reputation for law enforcement is under fire.
That's a good point.
And threat.
That's actually.
And I think for the powers that be in firefighting or paramedics, they're like, hey,
we don't need
it's not being questioned by the community. Let's not ruin it.
I hear you. But I mean, at the same time, like if you see the content there, at least what we were putting out, they would be like, yo, like this is crazy. Like these dudes, but
we get more people to donate and put money in that boot when we at the traffic light.
Yeah, we just sing to them.
Dude, that would be.
You see? People love that.
Crazy.
Yeah.
That act, yo.
I'll
would like
forward that suggestion to a different fire department.
Yeah. They just a little traditional, especially on the fire department, like tradition runs deep. Like change is not something that the fire department really, we're very, what do we say? We're very reactive. We're not very proactive. You know what I mean? Unfortunately.
Something got to break before we think about.
Yeah. So, I mean,
the alternator got to actually completely go. Not sound like it's going.
Yeah, right. Like, no, we're not going to replace this yet. Are you crazy?
Right?
Got another 30 miles on that bad boy.
Put some more tape on that tire. We don't got to change that tire yet.
Facts. Oh, man.
So now when it comes to, you guys start playing around with the music. You said it's not a year later or more that you actually get to connect again as far as working.
Well, just work-wise.
Work-wise.
Yeah.
But during that time, you guys are like, at what point do you start to connect outside of work?
I think after that video.
Yeah, honestly. After that video, we would we was trying to kind of work through that track and kind of get it back in. So I did something, sent it to him, but it was like, but then we just started sending each other our music. Yeah. Just like, opinions.
Individual music.
Individual music. And then he wound up showing me a special track. And I heard it and I was moved and I was like, let me do the hook on this, bro.
Yeah.
That's I said, yo, bro, this is emotional. Emotional is my lane. Let me do the hook on this joint.
Let me sing on this thing.
And then he was like, yeah, go ahead. I was like, yo, just send me the He was like, let me talk about it with my wife. That's what he said, because he said that the song meant a lot to them.
Which is the song that's out now. The Pray for Me.
Pray for me.
Yeah.
And he was like, let me talk to my wife. He was like, she kind of hesitant, bro. And I was like, look, just send me the joint with no hook on it. I'm gonna do it. I promise you, she's gonna love it.
Right. And I was
why? Well, the answer might be the same for both of these questions. What made it important to your wife?
That's a great question.
What made it be so sensitive?
All right, so the song "Pray for Me" is
your song.
It's my song,
or
yes.
at least at this point where you send it to IB.
Yeah,
it's your song. It's done already, or it's done enough.
It's out.
No, right now today. But I'm saying
when you sent it to
when you first sent it to him,
just his track.
I completely wrote it, done.
But it wasn't actually officially released.
It wasn't released. Yeah.
Okay, but you had finished writing. You had music to it.
Yeah.
Recorded.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it was gonna. The song itself sat in my phone for about 7 years, 6 to 7 years.
Wow.
And I realized it was because I didn't have the story for the song.
Okay.
So I didn't have the actual emotional connection to the song, right? To the level that it's at now. And the song "Pray for Me" is a testimonial track about overcoming issues in my marriage, my mental health, suicide, depression, anxiety, PTSD, down to, if I'm being frank, infidelity.
Okay.
And it was a very, very deep song that not only was it just my song, it's just as much hers as it is mine, right? Because we're one. So this song was one that I was just like, I knew God was in it from the moment I decided to pursue this song. I was in the studio with my producer, who's actually her father. So he's my father-in-law. And shout out to Prophetica Music, Jay Robles. And so we were in the studio, and I was like, I think I want to bring this song that's been sitting in my phone for a while. And he was like, all right, let's just see if we can find a beat. Bro, you know, you're an artist. You're an artist. You know how long it takes to find the right beat. Yeah. Bro, I promise you, the first beat that we played 15 seconds into the song, I said, this is it. Download it. Let's buy it right now. This is the song. Went, got in the studio, and that whole song, bro, was one take. There was no punch-ins. There was no re-record. It was just one take. And it was initially a 3-verse song. And at the end of the second verse, there's an "I'm sorry," where I completely fell under the Holy Ghost and the anointing, bro, where I just started to cry. And I couldn't do anything but just pray. And I did that, and my father-in-law just recorded the whole thing. So he was crying. I'm in tears. My wife comes down with my mother-in-law and my daughter. I don't know if Danny was there, but my daughter came down, and everybody in the studio was in tears. And I was like, I can't touch this record. Like, I have to leave it exactly how it is.
That's
so
crazy.
The only thing that
all of that emotional kind of ending in the recording, so that's all on the track.
100% organic and on the track.
Oh
yes,
man,
sir.
we got downloaded. We got hit. We got listen to this track.
Yeah, bro.
Facts.
So
and what's the name of the song?
It's called "Pray for Me."
Wow.
And before it was called "Forgive Me," and it had no hook. And I just came up with this. You told me I've been purpose from the start. No matter where I go, you never going far. So that was kind of like the tempo of it, right? And
but IB did the
no. So IB performed it. Yeah. He totally freaked the chorus. So from what I had initially wrote, he just did it his way.
Oh, you didn't write the chorus?
No, I just wrote the pre-hook.
Okay,
Yeah.
got you.
Yeah.
The "Oh, to be faithful," right? That part.
Yeah.
That he added all of that.
Please forgive me, Lord.
Yep. And he added that, and it just brought it to a whole nother level.
Wow.
Like he really tapped into like the emotion behind it. Like you could feel the pain, you could feel the hurt, you could feel all of that.
That's crazy. He said emotion on my lane.
It's my lane, bro. In therapy, I'm focusing on like how to, like, guilt and shame, how to not let it confine you to that space and learn to like move past it. And so when I heard this, I was like, oh, this is all the things that I've dealt with. These are all the things that bring me guilt. These are things that I'm shameful of. And I'm like, oh man, I was like, bro, let me do the hook. Like, I was almost like teary-eyed listening to it. I'm like, yo, this is. I
got goosebumps,
This is,
yo.
bro, it's
That's
the
crazy.
topic that all men we all go through it.
That's crazy.
We all face temptation.
Yeah,
we all have to fill ourselves with discipline in order to, stay on the right track. So it's like, yo, he's spitting. And mind you, I'm not Christian.
Right.
Yeah,
I do believe in God, but I was raised Muslim, but I'm not Christian. So it's like, even though he has like, in Jesus' name in the track, I was like, this message is beyond religious affiliation.
Wow. Yeah.
Like this is to hit people.
Yeah.
This is the Jesus in the alley with the, you know what I'm saying? Like this is, you know what I'm saying? Like it's what I believe to be like a message that can touch anyone. It doesn't have to be just for Christians. And so like I got on it and I was proud to get on. I'm like, yeah, bro. Like,
thank you, bro.
Like this is it. So that's
crazy.
And I sent it over to him.
It's sad. What? Honestly,
Ain't said that long.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but we didn't have that conversation again for another almost 4 days, if I'm not mistaken, about this record after he sent it back. Right? Would you agree, or was it a little less than that? It was about, so my wife is confirming that it was indeed about 4 days. All right, our sources are telling us that, right?
Earpiece in the sources.
Yeah. So
back to you, Diane.
She wouldn't want to hear it, dude. She was like, this is your song. Like, I don't want nobody on it. You know, there's no way this is you. Why do you
See, this is where I wish she had a mic. To be like, why was you feeling like that?
Why you want to come up to the mic? You want to say no? But like
I'll carry this mic all the way to you. Like, I really kind of want to know why.
It's really great. It's a really great little piece if you want to add it.
Can I walk it over to you?
Yeah,
walk
go ahead.
It out.
Bring
walk it out.
Let me walk this microphone over. Y'all stand by. Stand by.
Go ahead, babe. Don't be shy. Just talk.
Make me sweat. I don't know what you want me to say.
So why was it so hard?
Why are you adamant about nobody being on the song?
I think it just piggybacked on what you said. Like, I felt like it was our testimony, and it was very personal, and I don't know, I wanted to keep it that way.
Was it any hint of shame or embarrassment for you? Because it's your testimony, it's your story, and any of the getting out, was there any fear of that, like it being a little embarrassing for you?
I think I struggled with that initially. Like, we had a lot of conversations about just releasing it in general. Like, okay, maybe this is just keep it in-house. But, you know, again, after praying and just giving it to the Lord, we're like, listen, no, I think that what we go through is for a reason, and people really need to know, like, you know, there's power in your testimony, and that's just where we went.
Because you're not really free if you can't talk about it, right?
That's bars. That's bars.
Bars.
All right, so but this is like interesting, you know, and I don't want us to like miss this and breeze past this subtle point. And I only say subtle not to undermine it's just the profound nature of it, but subtle because of how it really didn't trip up. Clearly didn't act as a tripping point for either of you, but the fact that Eli, you're a Christian, and this is like from that place you're developing this song, and for I.B. to not be per se, what role or what thought process did you have in just even opening the song up to someone who doesn't share the same necessarily belief as you?
That's a great question. Because I don't think this is a record just for Christian folks, right? Being a believer or a Christian, right? There's two ways that we overcome the enemy, and that's the blood of the Lamb and the word of our testimony. I'm a street evangelist, right?
Okay.
I believe in evangelism and reaching my message for more than just Christian folk, right? And this record, as he said, is a record that everyone from all walks of life is able to relate to. You understand what I'm saying? And secondly, on the second part of that, I believe there is such an anointing over I.B.'s life and his music and his ministry, and I tell him all the time. I know that God,
whether he wants to believe it or not,
whether he wants to believe it or not, I know for a fact that God has an incredible purpose through him, through his voice, and I can see I.B. on stage leading worship. I can, right? So, to be honest, it wasn't even just a strategic thing or whatever. It was kind of like a way of like, nah, I want you to go ahead, and I would love for you to go ahead and sing this, right? And just let that anointing flow through, which if you hear the record, you can feel that. You understand what I'm saying? Like, even my wife's mother, my mother-in-law, she's a big critic, right? And like, she listened to it, she was like, oh my, he has such an anointing over his voice. It's ridiculous, right?
I let my mom hear it for the first time yesterday. And she takes her glasses off, and she was like, "Oh my gosh!" She was like, "That is so emotional." She was like, "She was touched," and she's Muslim, practicing.
Wow.
So for me, it's
that's
like,
crazy.
Go ahead, brother. Sure. Go ahead and use that gift that God gave you in worship, bro. Go ahead, let that anointing come on, bro. You know what I'm saying? But listen, my bishop is from the South, older white gentleman from the South, country, bro. All right, don't listen to a lick of hip hop. When I showed him this record, he had tears in his eyes, and he said one word: "Wow." That's all he said.
Wow.
So like for me, it's like I hear like some people will be like, well, if you Christian, why would you want to do this? Or why would... No, man, listen,
Yeah.
I know for a fact that God got a calling and a purpose for all of us.
Why you over here fraternizing with I.B.?
Right. No, but I didn't receive that, but you know, old school church.
No, I know. Yeah.
I'm
what
waiting
I'm
for
saying?
some ridicule too.
Right. So, but
It's the same one.
I imagine for you it must be a little harder, right? Because I feel
mean,
like at least
it could
all of
be.
mine.
I'm not very connected to the Muslim community anymore,
Yeah.
like I was when I was growing up.
Yeah.
But I still, still got a bunch of people on my social media, so
Yeah.
I'm sure someone will come out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
listen, the amount of love that I have gotten from this record from non-church folk has been incredible. I would honestly say probably most of the engagement and feedback, positive feedback from this record have been people who aren't even in church.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? So for me, it's like, this is ministry, right? I've never approached music. Listen, I've opened up for Dayton. I've done ciphers with Angie Rose. I headlined Winterfest Convention Center, Ocean City, Maryland. I've done street ministries and violin in Philly, in Hartford. So like that's nothing to me to get out there to these people and be able to like to reach non-church folk. You understand what I'm saying? So for me, it's like I always approach this as ministry. I don't care about just the music or making sure the bars are good and this and that. Like I want there to be a perfect balance of Jesus and, all right, this is actually good music. Because, in the Christian industry, you always one or the other. You get people who are like, yo, this brother can rap, but he ain't saying a lick of nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's nothing edifying about this, right? Or you get people who have a really good message and the music is trash, bro. So I've always prided myself. Like, I used to work with, I was part of a duo. It was called Double Portion, Armani and Eliel, however you want to look at it. And our main mission was to be able to bring a message with our music, but actually make good music that people want to listen to.
Yeah.
So that's always been how I approach stuff. So when I make records, the first people that I send it to are people who don't go to church.
Yeah.
Yo, how do you feel about this record? Yo, that junk is fire. If you get somebody who don't go to church and they say that, and then you bring it to somebody in church and they're like, yo, the message on that song is crazy. Then you like, boom, I got both elements, I'm good.
I got the yin and the yang.
Right. So it was like literally that connection on this record was purely just like him being moved by the record and wanted to lay it. And I say, you know what? I know what you bring to the table. I know it's not gonna be trash. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not that big of a singer, so I was like, "Go ahead and do your thing, bro. Absolutely." And when I heard it, I cried.
Yeah.
So I knew she was gonna get there too. It was just gonna take some time.
It's gonna take some time, mama.
I knew it was just gonna take some time for her to get there, and I'm glad that she like literally gave me her blessing. She was like, "No, I absolutely love it," and I was like, "Bet, let's go."
The other thing we can't breeze over. Without taking a pause to reflect on either is IB, you made the statement that when you hear this track, it actually, the timing of it happens to be on point because of what you're taking away from
journey right now.
From your personal therapy. And in a present time that we live in where we're trying to make personal self-development more mainstream and common, personal, self-reflection, going to therapy more common. And I think for the majority, it is more common in this particular time in life. I think as men, we're the last to all get on.
Yeah, we're the last at bat for sure.
Yeah, so when it comes to this, it being more common and widespread amongst men to engage in therapy, what's been kind of that journey for you to like even be brave enough and courageous enough to say, you know what, let me go down that rabbit hole of self and go to somebody? Like what prompted you to just enter that journey?
I got tired of it initially deals with women. I got tired of like going through the same cycle of things. Same behaviors, same patterns. And to me, when I would act besides myself or I'm out here doing stupid things or making bad decisions, I felt like I was losing. I was tired of losing. I was tired of like, something had to change. Like because I felt like I wanted change, but you can't expect change with doing the same. You know, you can't expect different results from doing the same behavior. So it's like something has to change. And first was therapy, and then also had to get a different a couple therapists because not everyone fits, right? Like the biggest thing I thought was like, oh, do I a male therapist or a female therapist? Does it matter if they're white or they're black? And I'm like, yo, I don't know. Like, so the therapist I have now, she's amazing. She's a white woman. And we have conversations, and she's like, I wonder, like, how are you okay with me being a white woman? And I was like, I think on certain black topics, I don't think you'll be able to really, really give me what I need as far as the tools to heal through some of the things that come from trauma from being a black person. But I was like, well, everything else you hitting, so let's rock this out. When I get to some of these other issues, I'll reach out to another therapist who is black, who I can, do that with. But yeah, it's weird to bring up in conversation sometimes because it feels like there's still a stigma about it. You know what I mean? But
yeah. And I think the reality is in certain spaces there is. That's just keep being fact.
Yeah.
And I think for us the challenge is to find those rooms and spaces where they're safe spaces.
Yeah.
And safe rooms and safe people where, I could be comfortable with that. I'm a big longtime proponent of therapy. I feel like I've been able to become my best self, having been divorced before and going through all that comes with that and having to after divorce with 3 kids, living out of my mother's basement, going from making a 6-figure salary, being this in this reputable job, law enforcement officer, married, 3 kids, nice house, and then divorce, no salary, living in your mother's basement.
rough,
that required therapy.
That's humbling.
To kind of strengthen me in a lot of ways. So, I respect that, but I think that was a really, really profound statement that you made. And it was simply, you got tired of losing.
Bro, it's because it's emotionally taxing.
Yeah.
It's also, you also get very frustrated with like you being the cause of your misery. Like, bro, that is something crazy. Like,
that was deep right there.
That's deep right there.
like, you mean it, like what I'm doing legit is causing my sadness and my heartbreak? Like, what am I doing? I'm causing my, like, it just.
Well, I think that's a crazy part. Eli, I think that you caught the same thing. Is most people don't ever get to that revelation that it's me.
Yeah,
they're looking always,
bro,
outward.
Inward.
Am I right?
First.
yeah.
Like Eli, this is facts especially for the guys.
Yeah. And one of the records that I'm actually working is like I'm asking the Lord to save me from me. Like, am I the reason that my calling isn't where it needs to be? That I'm not where I need to be? That I'm not the husband, the father, the person that I am? Help me be self-aware of things that I need to fix in my own self to be able to attract, as you would say, right? Attract the type of people. No, but right?
Yeah, nah,
right?
bro. We attract,
yeah, you know what I'm saying? So I think that's a great step that you have already. You're at the best spot to be. You can only get better from there. Yeah. Because now you're aware. You know what I'm saying? Now we just got to work towards, fixing those things. And a lot of the stuff is, trauma responses to stuff that might not even be, that might have be so embedded in the back of your head that you might not even realize, like, dang, I really have been dealing with this since I was 5 years old. You know what I'm saying? And this has just been a response to trauma, some type of trauma response that you are now carrying into your adulthood.
Facts.
You know what I mean? So, without trying to get too deep in that.
Nah, man, but
Free
that's,
lunch.
I've said it before, is that you have responsibility. Self-responsibility is the fastest way to feeling empowered.
Bro.
Like that, because you know how disempowering of a reality you'll experience over and over again, as long as you keep saying the problem is outside of me. Because now, how hard of it is to change and control other people outside of you.
So hard.
That's an uphill battle. When I can identify the thing within, that's the fastest and quickest thing for me to change.
Yeah.
If it sits with me. So it's like accountability, responsibility.
Bro, I love I love being held accountable. Because I'm like, oh, you know what? I did. My bad. That's on me. I'm gonna be better. I'm gonna
handle that. I got that. I'm on it.
Like, because it's nothing more than like, because it keeps you it keeps your integrity in check.
Yeah.
Integrity is extremely important. Like for me, it wasn't before.
No, I hear you.
Woo!
Hey,
But
we
I
grow.
think that's a different level
grow,
of humility too, bro. Like, especially in our culture, like not only just being men of color, right, but also like first responders and being like in this very alpha ego kind of thing. Like, it's very hard to be humble.
That's crazy.
And transparent enough where like in our cultures, right, in our job cultures, alcohol, women, women. That's how you deal with stuff, you know. But then like you get people like me where like I check in on him. Yo, how are you feeling? Like mentally, like are you good? Do. Like how is your mental? You understand what I'm saying? Like screw the job, screw music. How are you?
You know said something earlier that I want to like bank off this conversation. You said safe people.
Yeah.
It is not until maybe beginning of the year, like someone said something, but it's just like safe. Like it's not a term that men use often.
Yeah.
Because we're supposed to provide safety.
Yeah, we provide the safety.
And so like it's crazy when you think like, yo, like when you realize the difference between sometimes when you're dating a woman, like someone you could be completely open with because she provides a safe space for you to be vulnerable.
Yes.
And someone you like, no, I'm sure I'm good.
Yeah.
No, I'm good. I'm straight. Don't even worry about it. Like, and it's like, yo, like safe.
Yeah,
it's just it's crazy. Like it's a crazy
deep.
thought. Like
that's deep. Nah, that's you know what. But when it comes to I and this is interesting to have both a single man and a married man here. So I'd love to see the difference in response from for this is when it comes to identifying safe people in your relationships, and I mean relationships broadly,
right?
Not intimate or just all of it. When it comes to narrowing that to find safe space with the female or with the person that you're going to be in a relationship with intimately, or you're going to, end up marrying or is presently your wife, do you think truly finding a safe person with a person who sees you as the person meant to provide them safety is actually ever truly attainable? So what I mean is, like, if you are the person in their lives, you as the men, if you're the person that they are looking to for the majority of their safety, how well truly can they be
that safe place,
the safe person for you?
Yeah.
I hear you. Almost like if I can make it dramatically black and white, think of it almost like a parent versus child.
Okay.
Yeah.
How much can we can use love instead of safety? Like I've said this in another context before, where we had a long post of dialogue about parents, children never being, in my opinion, ever being able to love their parent equally the way their parent loves them.
For sure.
My opinion is that that's never possible.
I don't think it is.
My child will never be able to love me as much as I love
It's a
them.
different type of love.
You've given birth to that. Like that's like
So if we could take the same,
dependent. You know what I mean? Like,
so if you could almost take the, not exactly, but similar principle and go, okay, for a person who's looking to you for safety, they're looking to you. How much can we really expect them to be the go-to always safe person for you in exchange? Like,
I think that is the true foundation of love and a biblical organized marriage and relationship. Like, even though I'm the head, like, you are my helpmate, my backbone, right? You help the head stand, right? So the only way I'm able to fully be able to be that protector, that safe space, that loving, that nurturing, protecting your feminine energy, I also in return need to make sure that I'm okay. And that's where your nurturing, your softness, your security allows me to, all right, I can unload on you, baby. This is really how I'm feeling.
Little finger snaps.
Right.
Bro, I told you he's here right now. This is beautiful.
This is really how.
Is I.B.Him or is I.B.Him? Is we be him?
And I got to be honest, it wasn't, can I go there? Okay. It wasn't until this absolute low in our marriage that we were able to establish this. I told you I've been with my wife married for 10 years. We've been together for 12. Okay. We had our kid super early. We grew up with my daughter. My daughter's going to be 10 years old. I've been on the fire department, going to be 10 years. I've been married for 10 years.
Wow.
You understand? So my life
all
went
like
0 to 100 very fast, right? She got pregnant, I think, 3 months into the relationship. And I was like, well, I don't plan on leaving. So what are we going to do? Like, and we just made it work. But unfortunately, there's a lot of pain, a lot of hurt, a lot of shame, a lot of dirt, a lot of all of that stuff. That's why that first verse of that song comes in like that, because when I look at everything, it was like, I had an idea of the alpha or the leader or the head that I thought was, because I'm Latino, I'm Puerto Rican, right? So we deal with machismo, right? So like, I'm the man, I'm the head, I make decisions, that's it, I have the last say. And it's like, but that's not being a good leader, right? Like, babe, this is what I would like to do. How do you feel about this? Or do you see an issue with this? Or what are your opinion on this? Or, you know, what do you think? Like, being able to be like, babe, like, we're a unit. Like, finances are not my strong suit. I'm going to be honest with you. She is much better at money management than me. I don't need to control that. You go ahead, babe, listen, I'm working this week. How much money I got to spend? Or you got like this, and that. And I don't see that as a controlling thing. I'm seeing this as you utilizing your strengths, right? So bringing that back into the question that you asked, women's strength historically, right, is nurturing, is being able to allow you to be soft, give you that love, right? So for us, we had to establish this relationship where like, it's okay for me to be vulnerable and weak with you, right? And be able to be like, babe, listen, I'm really struggling with women. I'm really struggling with, you know, whatever else that vice is, and being able for her to not judgmentally be able to hear me and say, okay, I hear you. Let's pray about this. How do we game plan? What's the plan of action to prevent this from happening? Then allows me to be clear-headed where, okay, I can go back into protector. I can go back in this, you know, because we're fighting this together. Shout out to my baby.
Shout out, because it takes a lot of fighting the ego, right? Because that's hurtful to hear for you. You know what I'm saying? So it's like for you to be able to work through that and be like, nah, but the bigger goal is us as a unit. Right. Like, so nah, you know what? I don't like that, but like, cool, how do we fix this? How do we work? What do we do towards, you know, resolution? So that's
right.
That's
well, I mean, what do you think happens? You know, what do you think for you? I imagine this in 10 years almost of marriage, this had to occur. What's the go-to when you find both of you are in a emotional, vulnerable state, and you both need a safe person, and neither of you could be that safe person because you're both experiencing a low. That's like it's rare. Hopefully, it's rare, but it does happen. Right. And so when that occurs, what's the go-to for you?
I think. I mean, I want to give you an opportunity to talk to, but I think it comes to accountability. Right, having people who have. Because not everybody in your corner really has your well-being in
best
mind,
interest,
right? That's a good way to put it, right? So for us, I think that comes back to our faith, right? Having faith-based accountability, having community in church, and people who are like, no, like divorce is not this and that, right? You know, I know the Bible makes exceptions and whatever. You know what I mean? But there's people who are like, no, I believe that God wants you two together, right? How do we hold each other accountable? You know, be able to, no, this is bad, stay away from this or whatever, right? And just check in. And so Jesus and therapy. We have a therapist, I.B.Him, right? New Inspiration Wellness.
That's my man.
You familiar?
That's my man.
I.B.Him is my guy.
I said mad people to him.
Yo, me too. He's been like a mentor to me. You understand what I'm saying? And this man literally saved my life, bro. Like in the most literal sense.
He's fire.
The most literal sense. That's right. Like if it wasn't for him, bro, I'd be dead right now. And so I owe that man so much, man. He's been amazing. So Jesus and therapy, bro. And with that, just having friends that like,
love it.
I know I.B. respects my wife just as much as he respects me. I don't let everybody into my house. I don't.
Can't.
This man sat at my table with me and my wife and ate in my house, right?
Ate breakfast together.
Right, like I don't do that. I don't do that with just, she was kind of in and out. She was working. But you know what I'm saying? So he wants to see my marriage succeed just as much as I do.
Absolutely.
You understand what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And I think that's one
up.
thing that I genuinely love about him is that like, he's like, nah, bro, like, no, you got to do right, you know, or stay away from this, or nah, chill, you know?
I feel like those are the only single friends you could allow in. It's like, hey, you might not know the married life per se, but you have the respect enough for minds. Absolutely. And so we could entertain your company. Yeah. Right? I don't know how, you know, you speaking from a single man's perspective, how does that work vice versa in your regard. Like, do you welcome the married dude the space to speak to your single situations? Or do you kind of approach it like, hey, you too detached, man. You don't know what it's like to be me, like kind of thing. Like, how's that?
I don't really have no crazy single problems where I'm confiding like that. I mean, but
so you keep what you're saying is you keep all your single problems to yourself.
I don't got no single problem. What are single problems?
I don't know. It's been a while since I've been single.
Single problems would probably be dating and like, never finding the one or something, or blah blah blah. Just
I guess the natural course of this.
You know what? My friends are extremely insightful and wise.
Yeah.
And so it's never really about a single or a married problem. It's about what is the issue at hand. And then let's here goes my suggestions to help you, navigate this. So it's like, it's you break it down, it's they're all issues in general. Just gotta look at it that way.
Hey, at the end of the day, just pray for me.
Yeah, pray for me.
Shameless plug. So as we get to the end of the show, man, it's free lunch. It's free food for your soul. So at the end of the show, we'd like to have at least the guests leave our audience with something to edify the soul the way food or lunch edifies the body. So whether it's something that we've already discussed or something that is totally brand new comes to your mind, Eli, what's something you want to leave the people with to chew on as they leave?
You're no good to anyone if you're not there for yourself. So take care of your mental, your body, and your spirit, right? So for me, through this healing, being someone that just got recently diagnosed with PTSD, anxiety, depression, and having suicide ideations with an actual act one time, and my wife saved my life. You're nobody if you can't take care of yourself, because who are you going to take care of if you can't take care of you? You understand? Especially being met and being the head of the house. Even if you're not married yet or you don't have children, you will be the head of your house one day. So make sure that you prioritize that mind, body, spirit, man. Tap into the word, get to know God, spend time with God, and allow that to really permeate you and your whole being. You know what I'm saying? And it allows you to be a better person, a better friend, a better brother, a better husband one day, a better father one day. And just really prioritizing that mind, body, and spirit, man, and just getting yourself right. Get a therapist and solve that trauma, right? Because for people who want to get married in the future, you got to heal those wounds. You don't want to get into a relationship or a marriage damaged. You know what I mean? You want to be able to take that so that you're the best husband, the best version of you, and the best father that you could be one day. So I would just say that, prioritize that mind, body, and spirit.
Just gonna say that, huh? That's all you're gonna say?
That's all I'm gonna say.
That's it. Don't leave nothing else for me.
Go ahead.
No, it's okay. And show. Cut.
We be him.
Yeah, we straight. Yeah, we done here. Yeah, he said enough for both of y'all.
I.B., what you got? What you got for the people, I.B.?
No, I had a quote I wanted to read, but I can't. My phone not even over here. It's all good. I was trying to memorize it, but you going off the tongue.
Hey, speak from the soul, I.B.
I want to leave with the people.
And that goes for women, too.
And keep in mind, I always tell people, too, we can always edit out the pause. I want you to take time to actually think, if you need to. It doesn't, I don't got to feel rushed.
It's never too late to improve.
I like that.
Someone who deals with guilt and shame, things that sometimes put us in a rut. We think we're not good enough to be better because we've done so wrong and been ridiculed by it, and we haven't healed from it. But know that there is always redemption. You can always start. What is it? One day instead of day one, right? So I encourage and implore anyone who is having hardships, man. Also, man, just therapy. Don't be afraid. Look, I realize, invest in yourself.
Got to.
And not your business, not your crib, not in the car, yourself. Self-development. You have deficits. You know it. You've been with yourself for how long? It's just start. One thing. Just start. That's what I leave with them.
Yo, you heard it from the men themselves. We be him. Yo, let the people before we go, man, let them know where they could find
I'll let you start, bro.
Well, let them know where they can find each of you separately on, Instagram or social media,
Right.
And then let everybody know where they can find the track that you guys recently did together.
How would you handle that?
You gonna let me handle it?
Yeah. Nah, my name is I.B.Him, short for I.B.Him. But you can find me on Instagram _I.B.Him_. And it's everywhere.
Everywhere.
I only got TikTok.
Everywhere.
And TikTok. Yeah, TikTok and Instagram. I don't got Facebook.
All right. And you can follow me on Instagram at I.Am.LEL. So that's ELI_EL. LEL Music on Facebook, LEL on TikTok, pretty much everywhere. And our recently dropped song, Pray For Me, is available everywhere. So wherever you stream music, Spotify, Apple Music, Tidal, whatever else you guys use, it's out there. I think even YouTube, right? YouTube Music, it might be up there. We're planning on shooting a video for this, so video will be loading soon. And I got Adamus, the EP that I'm wrapping up, that I'm finalizing. Is going to be kind of like my comeback. It's going to be a 5-song EP, all testimonial tracks, just really deep, intimate, just get to know me and my story. And that's coming soon. Yeah. Did I forget
I'm always
anything?
dropping music. Oh, shout out to Hit Theory. That's the company I have with 5 other gentlemen who we started writing, producing, and creating music for sync licensing and songwriting in general, ghostwriting, all these things. You can see us hittheory.com and also Hit Theory on Instagram.
Nice. Yeah. Love it.
And that's a wrap.
It's free lunch, free food for your soul, y'all. Peace.
Free lunch, free lunch, free lunch.